Welcome back. What I am about to show you will make you think again about the Madlanga Commission. We have reached a critical point where the truth is being buried right in front of our eyes. And if you are not paying attention to the legal tricks being used, you are going to miss the biggest cover-up in South African history. What I am about to show you is documented evidence of how the Madlanga Commission has been hijacked. And by the time you finish watching this video, you will understand exactly why they do not want you to see what is coming on December 17th. Remember the main actors in this commission. We have Senzo Mchunu, the suspended police minister accused of conspiring with criminals to disband the political killings task team. We have Bheki Cele, the former minister accused of taking millions in bribes delivered in Woolworths shopping bags. We have Shadrack Sibiya, the suspended deputy national police commissioner, the man accused of being the gatekeeper for the cartel, the man they call the Pitbull. And we have Cat Matlala, the businessman with the 360 million rand SAPS tender, the man with the money, the man allegedly paying everyone to look the other way. But here is the problem that nobody is talking about. The major role players have not testified at the Madlanga Commission. They have dodged it, delayed it, or used legal loopholes to silence the investigation before it could even begin. Cat Matlala, he testified at Parliament, not Madlanga. Bheki Cele, he testified at Parliament, not Madlanga. Shadrack Sibiya, he called in sick on December 4th, just 13 days before the report was due. Do you see the pattern? And now, according to SABC News, President Ramaphosa has instructed the Madlanga Commission to issue its interim report by the 17th of December, 2025. That is just days away from now. 3 days. But I want you to note one thing, and this is crucial. The report will be private, secret, hidden from the public. You, the taxpayer who paid 148 million rand for this commission, will not be allowed to see what is in that report. Why would they hide a report that cost taxpayers 148 million rand? I will tell you exactly why. The presidency will likely use this interim report to declare that the political interference allegations are inconclusive or subject to further review. And you need to understand what that means in plain language. It means they are clearing them without saying they are clearing them. It means they are creating legal cover to bring them back. This gives Senzo Mchunu and Shadrack Sibiya the legal basis to be unsuspended or returned to duty while the commission drags on into the year 2026. And here is the nightmare scenario. By the time 2026 comes around, they will be back in power. They will be back in their positions. And they can fire the people investigating them, starting with General Madlanga Commission, the man who exposed them in the first place. The whistleblower gets fired. The corrupt get reinstated. That is the plan. Now, before I explain the 4 major cover-ups that are currently in motion, before I break down the Parliament versus Commission shell game, before I show you how Sibiya's sick note was timed perfectly, before I reveal why Witness D was murdered 12 days before the secret report, I want to show you the smoking gun first. I want you to see it with your own eyes. I want you to hear it with your own ears. Because once you see this, you will understand that everything I am about to tell you is not conspiracy. It is documented fact. I am about to show you the exact video which shows further cover-ups by the Madlanga Commission, where the evidence leader was sabotaged while questioning Minister Senzo Mchunu. So please, right now, click the like button. Because I do not play games here. This is serious. So like it. Share it, subscribe, turn on notifications, because what you are about to see is the proof that the fix is in. Watch this clip closely. Pay attention to how Minister Mchunu's lawyer hijacks the proceedings. Listen to how the evidence leader realizes she has been scammed. Watch how Justice Madlanga responds. This is December 5th, 2025, the day before Witness D was murdered, the day the cover-up went into overdrive. Here is the video.
Cele's statement in Parliament that Mr. Matlala informed him of a meeting between Mr. Mokgotsi, Mr. Matlala and me is a lie. What do you say about that?
I mean exactly what I said, because he said he held a meeting with Matlala at Beverly Hills.
Yes.
I'm not contesting that. And then he says, Mr. Matlala informed him that he had been in a meeting with me and together with Mkhotsi. Now, whether he told him that or didn't tell him that, the lie is in the information that suggests that I ever had a meeting with Mr. Matlala, whether with Mr. Mkhotsi or alone. Such an assertion is a lie. It never happened. And I know very well that it has never happened.
And then Bheki Cele, Mr. Bheki Cele features again in a statement at paragraph 206, where you are now talking about cancelling a tender that was awarded to a company whose shareholder is Mr. Matlala. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Now, in paragraph 206...
Chair, I apologize, Mr. Ngqaitobi, please. I beg your forgiveness. I have bit my tongue for a long time, and on particularly this point that Mr. Ngqaitobi is quote-unquote re-examining the witness. None of that evidence has been laid before this commission. The issues that he has spent a significant time speaking to are matters that are to be dealt in the second leg of the inquiry. So I struggle to understand, Chair, how the issues that he's engaged with can possibly even fall under the category of re-examination. Any reader of the transcript will see that none of the testimony in regard to that has been laid. Thank you, Chair. I request the Commissioner's guidance. Thank you.
Mr. Ngqaitobi, I was given to understand that the evidence leaders and the minister's legal representatives had reached an agreement that what would be addressed at this stage would be the disbandment only. I do not quite see, unless you submit otherwise, how paragraph 206 relates to the disbandment.
Mr. Chairman, I will do what the Commission wishes, but it's impossible to separate disbandment from its reasons. The primary reason for the accusation that the disbandment was illegal was that it was motivated by an ulterior motive. It is grossly unfair that the minister is here, this is his first opportunity here, that he does not tell the Commission and the nation that he is innocent of corruption.
How long do you think
this
you're
is
still
the last
going
question.
to be?
No, this is the 206 is the last question.
Just. Mr. Tembe, sorry.
Hayi ndiyabona sekulate kakhulu ngoku.
Mr. Ngcukaitobi, for two reasons, I will disallow the question. One,
Then I have no.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I promise you, you don't need to give any reason.
Any reason. Thank you.
If
thank
the
you,
order
thank
is
you.
to disallow it, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Perhaps on that point is the right place to start.
With what?
The point, Mr.
Yes.
Ngcukaitobi's last point, the re-examination issue.
Yes, yes.
And just to highlight that, as the Chair pointed out, there was an agreement.
May I find out to what end you are addressing, seeing that I've already disallowed the question and Mr. Ngcukaitobi did not even
No, I'm
want
starting
my
at-
reasons for it.
I'm starting at the question and I'm making my way back.
Yeah.
Because his reference to paragraph 208 was not the start of having strayed way beyond re-examination, but it was the end. And I would like to put my point across. The moment Mr. Ngcukaitobi's re-examination went beyond the establishment and disestablishment of the PKTT, he went beyond the parameters of the agreement reached. The issues that he raised, there was references to Mr. Matlala, the relationship with Mr. Matlala, with Mr. Mokgotsi, with the contract, I take it as a 360 million subs contract. All those matters appear from page 64 of the minister's statement under the heading allegations of improper motives. And that is precisely where the deal that we struck because of time pressures, we drew the line. Under that heading, it's allegations, alleged association with Mr. Musi Cat Matlala, knowledge of the 6 December 2024 operation, knowledge or involvement in December 24 arrest of Mr. Katiso Molefe, the 360 million subtender, improper relationship with Mr. Brown Mokgotsi, Zama issues in Stillfont. It's a whole list of them, half of which Mr. Ngcukaitobi has touched on in re-examination, but none of which will be found in the transcript, in the evidence when it was led by Mr. Mchunu. I had to put that on record. And like I said, Chair, I bit my tongue. I resisted. I did not want to disrupt Mr. Ngcukaitobi's flow. And I must say, at some point I was a tad desperate, hoping that the commissioners would come to my rescue. But, so what has happened is a topsy-turvy process, permitting Minister Mchunu to be re-examined on evidence, firstly, that was not led. He's got those, his responses to those allegations in the statement. He has not been taken through them. He has not been confronted with any evidence that could be contradicting the position he assumes in his statement. None of that has happened. So now, on record and in public, he's had the opportunity to clear his name in circumstances where the evidence leaders have not fully articulated properly what the concerns about those issues are. It is exceptionally topsy-turvy, but it's all water under the bridge because it has happened. But I understood, and we prepared on the basis that at the second session of the inquiry, which will be in 2026, we pick up the engagement with Minister Mchunu precisely from the allegations of improper motives, and we engage with that. Chair, there is no resolution to my challenge, but it was necessary that I place it on record. Thank you.
Thank you for raising that. Perhaps you should have raised it much earlier, and we too should have stopped Mr. Ngcukaitobi much earlier. So we are all at fault.
Oh, no, thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
I take it that was by way of comment. I would like to engage with some of the issues that Mr. Ngcukaitobi dealt with the minister. Yes, in re-examination.
Re-examination after re-examination.
Well, he calls it a re-examination. I'm entitled to test.
The matters that you say ought not to have been
No.
raised.
The matters
those that properly fall
that were
under
properly
re-examination.
Yes.
Does that happen ordinarily?
We call it a re-examination. If you were to have cross-examined a witness put forward by the evidence leaders or the commission, the evidence leaders would have been entitled to re-examine on those issues. It's just that in this process, we call it a re-examination in circumstances where I led the witness. I didn't cross-examine the witness, but yet we call it a re-examination. So it's a misnomer in truth. And I suggest that we should not be hung up on words and titles.
May we take an adjournment, please?
Yes, Chair.
Stop. Rewind that in your mind. Did you catch what just happened? Let me break this down for you step by step, because what you just watched is the entire cover-up in a 10-minute video clip. First, you heard Senzo Mchunu's own lawyer, advocate Toby, asking Mchunu about his meetings with Cat Matlala. You heard Mchunu say, quote, "The lie is in the information that suggests that I ever had a meeting with Mr. Matlala. Such an assertion is a lie. It never happened." End quote. That is now official testimony. On the record, Mchunu denying that he ever met with Cat Matlala. But here is the problem. There was an agreement between Mchunu's lawyers and the evidence leaders that his December testimony would only cover one thing: the disbandment of the political killings task team. That is it. Nothing about Cat Matlala. Nothing about the 360 million rand tender. Nothing about corruption allegations. Those were supposed to be dealt with in 2026, when there would be time to present evidence, subpoena bank records, bring in witnesses, and properly cross-examine him. So now let's talk about what's going to happen on December 17th, when the interim report is released. Remember, this report will be secret. You and I will not be allowed to read it. But based on everything I've shown you, I can predict exactly what it's going to say. And when the report does come out, and if any of this gets leaked, you'll see that I was right. First, on Cat Matlala and the Big Five cartel. The report will say something like this. The Commission has received testimony regarding allegations of a sophisticated criminal organization known as the Big Five, operating within South Africa's law enforcement agencies. These allegations are concerning and rely on intelligence reports and witness testimony that require further verification and corroboration in the second phase of the inquiry. The Commission notes that Mr. Vusimuzi Matlala provided testimony to the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, which has been reviewed. Translation: we're kicking the can down the road. Matlala never came to our commission, but will pretend his Parliament testimony counts. No findings against him. Second, on Senzo Mchunu. The report will say, Minister Mchunu appeared before the Commission and provided extensive testimony regarding the administrative decision to disband the political killings task team. While the Commission notes procedural concerns regarding the manner of disbandment, the decision arguably fell within the Minister's administrative discretion. Minister Mchunu has denied allegations of improper association with individuals implicated in organized crime. The Commission will examine these allegations in greater detail in the second phase, including reviewing documentary evidence and witness testimony. Translation: Mchunu is cleared on the PKTT issue, and on the corruption allegations, we're delaying until 2026. By then, he'll be back in power. Third, on Shadrack Sibiya. The report will say, Deputy National Commissioner Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya was subpoenaed to appear before the Commission, but was unable to testify due to medical circumstances. Multiple witnesses have made allegations against General Sibiya regarding interference in investigations and alleged financial relationships with implicated individuals. Due to the principles of natural justice and fairness, no findings can be made against General Sibiya at this interim stage, as he has not had the opportunity to respond to these allegations. His testimony has been rescheduled for the second phase of the inquiry. Translation: the sick note worked. No findings against him. He walks free until 2026. Fourth, on Bheki Cele. The report will say, former Minister of Police. Mr. Bheki Cele provided comprehensive testimony to the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee regarding his tenure and his alleged interactions with Mr. Vusimuzi Matlala. The Commission has reviewed this testimony. Allegations of financial impropriety involving the former minister will be examined in the context of broader investigation into tender irregularities and influence peddling within SABC. Translation: Cele testified at Parliament, so we don't need him at the Commission. No findings against him. Fifth, on General Madlanga Commission, the whistleblower. The report will say, the Commission was established following allegations made by KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Madlanga Commission. General Mchunu has provided extensive testimony and documentation to the Commission. However, the Commission has also received testimony that raises questions about operational decisions, institutional relationships, and the breakdown of trust within SAP's leadership. The Commission recommends that the President consider whether the current leadership structure in KwaZulu-Natal is conducive to effective policing and restoration of institutional confidence. Translation: Mchunu is the problem, not the corruption. We're recommending that Ramaphosa remove him from KZN. He's causing trouble. And finally, on the murder of witness D, the report will say, the Commission notes with profound sadness the tragic death of Mr. Marius van der Merwe, who testified before the Commission regarding alleged criminal conduct within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. His death is currently under investigation by SABC. The Commission has referred this matter to the relevant authorities and calls for enhanced witness protection measures. Due to Mr. van der Merwe's untimely death, portions of his testimony remain uncompleted and cannot be subject to cross-examination as required by principles of natural justice. Translation: Van der Merwe's evidence is dead with him. We can't use it because he can't be cross-examined. Senzo Mchunu isn't just any police minister. He's one of President Ramaphosa's closest political allies. When Ramaphosa ran for ANC president at the Nasrec conference in 2017, Mchunu was on his slate. Mchunu helped split the KwaZulu-Natal vote away from Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. Mchunu was instrumental in getting Ramaphosa elected, so Ramaphosa owes him. And here's the critical connection. In March 2025, Mchunu classified the IPID report on Pala 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 as top secret. Pala 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 is the scandal involving President Ramaphosa and the foreign currency that was allegedly stolen from his farm. The IPID report investigated whether Ramaphosa's Presidential Protection Unit acted improperly, and Mchunu classified it. He made it secret. Why? To protect Ramaphosa. Now, General Mchunu testified at the Madlanga Commission that Mchunu had no authority to classify that report. IPID is not an intelligence agency. Mchunu doesn't have the security clearance to classify documents as top secret, but he did it anyway, and he did it to protect the president. So you have a situation where Mchunu protected Ramaphosa on Pala 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 Pala, and now Ramaphosa is protecting Mchunu on Madlanga. This is a mutual protection pact. Ramaphosa created the Madlanga Commission, yes, but he created it with built-in escape hatches. The tight 3-month deadline for the interim report, the agreement to split Mchunu's testimony, the fact that the report will be secret. All of these are designed to protect Mchunu while creating the appearance of fighting corruption. And look at who's running the commission. One of the chief evidence leaders is Advocate Bheki Cele. Advocate Cele was on the Section 89 panel that investigated Pala 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 Pala. That panel found that Ramaphosa may have violated the Constitution and anti-corruption laws. So you have an evidence leader who already found that Ramaphosa potentially broke the law, now leading evidence at a commission created by Ramaphosa to investigate his minister who protected him. I've done my part. I've shown you the truth. Now you do yours. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and let's make sure that when the history of this moment is written, people will say that we saw what was happening and we refused to stay silent. Thank you for watching. And remember, they want you to think you're powerless. Prove them wrong.